That's me, the Babysitter. This is a game made by Crux Game Studios, which made Umbra Mortis, which I played that's a few years ago. I mean, this game might be old too, but I was like, oh, look at that game. That looks really good. I mean, look at her, Anyway, so yeah, I had an extremely busy day today, converting oxygen into carbon dioxide. So let's play this game. Feel like a bit of, relaxation. I think this is going to be any relaxation. Babysitter needed. Childminder required tomorrow evening for our 12-year-old daughter at Westfield Groves. Yeah, on apply. Yeah, that's me. I can look after any child. Any child. Ooh, that's a nice house. The suburb, Whitefield Groves, is one of the more exclusive neighbourhoods in the city, but it's on the outskirts of town, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. This house, like all other houses in this neighbourhood, is set far apart from its neighbours. This sure is a nice place with a well-maintained lawn and a pool, although at this hour it does seem a little foreboding. It's okay. It's just about 7 p.m. and it's already full dark. Yeah, it's winter time for you. The house seems quiet. Mum and Dad still here? Mrs. Raj, the woman who called you back after you sent in your application, asked you to be here by 7:30 and had been particular that you be on time. Mrs. Raj told you that she and her husband, Dr. Raj, were going out for the evening and didn't want their daughter home alone. Of course not. The fact that the girl's 12 and requires a sitter indicates there may be some issues here. Well, we're not allowed to leave kids at home until they're 14, theoretically, Or it could just be that the child doesn't like being alone at home after dark. Normal. That's quite normal. Mrs. Raj sounded like a very exacting kind of parent. The type who is very mindful of every aspect of a child's care. She asked you a lot of questions about your background and your qualifications. She seemed pretty finicky. She's one of those parents. Damn it. You can't blame her really these days. Most parents, particularly the rich ones, pay a lot of attention to their children's upbringing. Beg to differ there. It is the nature of our times and it pays to be vigilant. Well, yeah, what, so they don't get kidnapped? Since you've been registered with the Guardian Angel Childcare Agency for the last 3 years, you've got good references, so you were pretty confident you'd get the gig. Yeah, I always do. It pays well too, nice. $21.75 an hour, that's our pay, right? Well, you're here. You're about half an hour early, which you hope is not too early for them. You better ring the doorbell, let them know you're here. Ding dong. Oh. Hello? Mrs. Raj, are you here? Oh, Dr. Raj. Yes, of course, you must be the babysitter. Why, yes, I am. I'm Dr. Raj. My wife told me you would be here. You're early, and that's great. Do come in. Steps aside, you walk into the house. Oh, it's a nice house. This lounge area overlooks the lawn and the pool through tinted black windows on your left. Nice. The floor underfoot is real wood, and the furniture looks like it costs a fortune. Okay. I'm so glad we found you on such short notice. Shreya, that's my wife, was quite worried we wouldn't be able to get a sitter on time. You see, I got an invitation to speak at a late evening segment of a medical convention just 2 days ago, so the whole situation came about rather abruptly. Shreya is very particular about in whose care we leave Maya, our daughter. We had a bad experience with our last sitter. Oh no, she was very cautious when it comes to Maya. Maya. I'm going to say Maya. He sensed a mild apology in his tone. Okay, sir. I did feel it was quite thorough. It's all right. It's important to be diligent. It's important to be diligent. Yep, that's very true. I can see why you gained her confidence. It's because I'm such a lovely person. I'll go in and tell her you're here. Okay. Just getting ready. Then I'll grab my coat and head out to the car. So I'll see you next when we're back. Okay. Oh, it was a pleasure meeting you. Do make yourself comfortable. Shreya will be out in a second. Dr. Raj leaves you and you wait for Mrs. Raj, who he referred to as Shreya. Seems pleasant, if a little absent. Rather stark difference to Mrs. Raj, who sounded formal and humourless on the call. Oh, you don't want to do that, do you? It must be pleasant here during the day. The glass doors on your left, letting in the natural light, but now at night the windows look out into darkness and the trees bordering the lawn throw deep shadows. And did you know, by the way, that if it's dark outside and you have lights on, people can see in, but you can't see out? It's understandable now why they would not want their child to spend a late evening alone. The house is large and isolated from its neighbours. The neighbourhood is itself rather lonesome. Children with their active imaginations, and some adults, by the way, including me, can easily get distressed after dark in such an environment, every creak and every night sound taking on sinister undertones. Oh, there's Mrs. Raj. Hello there, we've spoken on the phone. Thank you for being early. I appreciate that. You look pretty tonight, Mrs. Raj. As Anand, my husband, might have told you, we're attending a medical convention and he is one of the keynote speakers for the evening. Lucky him. The organisers just called a few minutes ago, told us that the traffic around the convention centre is a nightmare, isn't it always, and that we should start out early if we wanted to get there on time. Well, lucky I'm here. So now we have to leave half an hour earlier. The organisers seem so, disorganised. Her tone's clipped. She's clearly a woman who does not like it when plans go awry or situations get unpredictable. Oh. Learn to like it, lady, because that's what life is full of. I'm really glad we were able... Sorry, I'm such a... sorry, okay. I'm really glad we were able to find a sitter on such short notice. And you got me too. I know Maya seems quite old to be needing a sitter, but I try to avoid leaving our daughter home alone if possible. Oh, she's got to be alone sometime, right? Quite understandable. The house does seem rather foreboding. Yes, children can require supervision. I'm going to say that because that's more babysitter-ish. I suppose so. Maya's actually quite independent. It's just that she's going through a difficult time. Oh no. Really? How so? You get all the gossip? Well, we recently moved here from another state about 6 months ago, and Anne got an offer to be director at the NHU hospital. We wanted to stay together as a family, so we packed up and shifted our lives. Yes, indeedy do. We did. As you do. It was a rather abrupt change for Maya, leaving her old friends, her old life, the home she grew up in. She's taken a little hard. She hasn't made any friends at her new school. She spends a lot of time alone. You know what? Being alone's okay. And Anne felt guilty about it because we moved for his work, but the directorship at the NHU hospital is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It was only right for him to accept it. Maya's behaviour doesn't make it easier for him, though. Couple that with her overactive imagination, and it can get a little stressful. Just say change can be hard for children at that age. Yeah, that's true. But you have to understand that Maya's a wonderful child. In fact, she's very bright for her age, which may be part of the problem. Oh, it always is. She's thoughtful, she reads beyond her years, and she's surprisingly mature for her age. It's just that she still hasn't come to terms with the move. And unfortunately, she's expressing her distress in rather disconcerting ways. Like what? How so? She's struggling with a lot of emotion. She's just turning 12, so she's on the cusp of her teenage years. She's in a new school. You know how difficult school could be at that age. Oh, I know. Hormones, boys, and all the rest of it. Oh, and the bullies. I know. And Aunt and I are busy for much of the day, but we try to talk to her about her feelings whenever we can. But that's not been going too well either. Problem is she refuses to speak plainly about her feelings. Instead, she makes up outlandish stories and lets her imagination run amok. And she tries to draw us into her morbid make-believe tales. Counsellor says it's a coping mechanism, a kind of stress response adopted by bright children, possibly a way to get attention. What is she? I want to know what she's saying. Perhaps a way of telling us that she wants to leave and go back to her old life. You're just making things up. What's troubling is that she's never been this way before. She's normally not an attention-seeking child. They're all attention-seeking! Anything I should be careful about? Any triggers? Okay, I'll do that. Not really, like I said, she's perfectly normal and not really a difficult child. She can be a little moody, Lasts till they're about 18. 19, 20 maybe. And she might, if you probe, well, try to scare you with some of her stories. About this house, for example. What kind of stories? Just silly juvenile stuff that kind of kids tell each other when they gather around a campfire and try to scare each other, I suppose. Okay. She may have overheard something about this house and she's latched onto it and blown it out of proportion. Troubles us how morbid and disgusting and disturbing her imagination can be. That's a kid for you, right? People. Children love dark stories. Why do you think fairy tales are so gruesome? You know, I never thought of it like that. You just might be right. Of course I'm right. I'm always right. I've always wondered at how fairy tales are rather gory. Wolves eating grandmothers, woodcutters lopping off heads. I know, right? When you actually read them, and even like Peter Pan and stuff. Have you read find the actual Peter Pan story, people? The actual story, why they leave, the windows open and stuff. Oh, it just gives me goosebumps. No, that's why I don't really want to get drawn into her hysteria and encourage her. In any case, the counsellor's always told us not to engage or react. So if she does try anything, be patient, firm and gentle. Sure, I use my teacher voice. What Maya needs now is a little sanity. Yeah, sanity. Okay, I've got something to say about that. I don't go crazy. I am crazy. I just go normal from time to time. That's just me. So, anyway, back to Mrs. Raj. So about tonight, she's already eaten dinner and her bedtime's at 9, which is just under 2 hours away. Time should pass quickly. There's snacks in the kitchen. If I need it. If you should need it. She pauses and appears to be searching for words. I do that all the time. I know that I may come across a bit severe when we spoke earlier on the phone. I have to be careful about who I choose to care for Maya. She's having a hard time as it is. There's something wrong with Maya, right? It's okay. I'd have done the same if she was my daughter. Oh, thank you. I know, right? I know now it's nothing to worry about. I'm impressed by your understanding of children. You must be great with them. Of course I'm great with them. I'll ask Maya to come in now so you can meet her. Okay. What's wrong with her? Maya, what's wrong with you? You hear voices approach, Shreya and that of young girls. They're speaking in low voices, but you sense tension and conflict in their voices. Ooh. The child's tone is brisk and irate, while Shreya's tone is stern. Oh. Hi, Maya. This is Maya. Say, hi, Maya. Anything? No? She doesn't say anything? Maya! Hi! Her voice is so low you can barely hear it. Oops. Hi. I was just telling Maya that we were only away for 3 or 4 hours and that she must go to bed no later than 9. She'll cooperate, of course. Of course she will. She'll be running around the house like, goodness knows what. Isn't that right, Maya? She sends a warning in her tone. That's right, right? She doesn't say anything. Maya! Oh, yes. Yes, Mum. Yes, Mummy. That mumbled reply again. Sorry. Okay. It's mumbled. It's great to meet you, I was about to say. Great to meet you, Maya. How you doing? Right. We have to be off then. Is anything, please call. Okay. Expect you'll be fine and Maya's in good hands. Of course she is. Don't worry about us. Don't worry. We wouldn't need to. Right. Thanks. I'll call if there's any issues. Yes, please do that. Bye. Right, I'm left with Maya. A few minutes later. Hey, Maya. Mr. and Mrs. Raj have left. An awkward silence descends on Maya as Maya stares at you. Can have a staring competition. There's about an hour and 30 minutes to go before her bedtime. God, what are we going to do for an hour and 30 minutes? What would you like to do? Don't know. Want a snack? Because, I'm hungry. Oh, no, thanks. Okay. That awkward silence again. Sit down and watch TV. You shouldn't have come. You shouldn't have taken this job. You should leave. Nah. I should smile and say, why you say that? Oh, why would you say that? I mean, now that's not a very nice thing to say. I'll smile. Why would you say that? Because you're not safe here. Oh, go while you can. But what am I in danger of? What am I in danger of? Oh, I believe people. Nobody believes me. I won't believe you, but... Oh, yeah. I can take care of myself, don't worry. Okay, if you say so. I'd like to go up to my room now. Don't you want to hang out here instead? I'll be alright. Oh, God. She's probably not alright. I'm old enough to take care of myself, you know. I told them not to get a sitter. But you're only 12. And if something happens to you, your parents are in trouble. You're not 14 yet. So, if your parents, you know, if you burn the house down or something, I don't think you're insured. It's not safe. You mean you think you're not safe with me? I'm sure you can take care of yourself, but your parents just wanted me to make sure you're okay. You think you're not safe with me? That's not what I meant. I meant it's not safe for you. Yes, you would tell me that. How about we talk about something else? I'm not trying to scare you. You have scared me. I just want you to leave. Ooh. Before something happens to you. Feels like you're going in circles with her. I think I am. Well, I can't. You're stuck with me. That's probably what I'd say. You can't. Why don't you tell me what exactly I'm in danger from? What am I in danger from? I can't. I know what happens if I do. You think I'm crazy, you'll laugh, or patronise me. Anyway, at least I tried. Heading up to my room now. You're on your own. Bye. It's not bedtime yet. I know. Not going to sleep. I'm going to read. Maybe write my journal for a while. Don't worry, I'm not going to burn the house down or anything. Just look. If you're not going to leave, then just whatever you do, don't go near the basement, okay? No matter what you hear, don't go near it. I'm going to go near it, aren't I? Please. Okay, well, I've been told not to go to the basement, but what'll I do? I'll go to the basement. She leaves me standing alone. Ouch, that didn't go too well. Yeah, but you're going to get paid no matter what. It was just as Mrs. Raj said, Maya, definitely a troubled child. No sooner had they left than she began to try to make the situation uncomfortable. You just have to ride this out. If she spends the rest of the evening upstairs, things should be fine. You can hang out here in the lounge, pass the time till the parents get back. Should be easy to do. Still, the conversation with Maya has left a bad taste in your mouth. What? She definitely seems a bright young girl. It's a pity she's struggling with the pains of the changes in her life. But there's something in the basement, probably. But growth only ever comes from change, and that's something she'll learn over time, as she gets older, of course. Decide to wait it out on one of the comfortable couches here. Oh, I'm going to see something out the window, aren't I? Sure as comfortable as looks. You practically sink into the plush leather. 10 minutes later. What was that? Came from this floor somewhere. It sounded like door opening. Did Maya come back down? I just go to investigate quietly. A sound came from near the staircase over there. Is there something there? You distinctly heard the creak of door opening. I thought I actually heard a stair creaking or a board creaking, but definitely a door opening. This had better not be Maya playing around. There are 3 doors here. The door to your left, the door to your right of the stairs, and there appears to be a door behind the stairs under it. Oh, God. Stairs lead up to another floor, presumably where the bedrooms are. The sound you heard, the creak of the door opening, came from one of these doors. You're sure of it. I'll just check the doors. Won't bother Maya. Check the door on my left. That one. Appears to be shut. Try the door to make sure. Oh. It's locked. Check the door. Well, got to check the door to the right of the stairs, right? Okay, it's locked. Yeah, I'll check the door under the stairs. Door's ajar. Oh no! Must have been the sound you heard. So Maya's messing around under the stairs. Through the gap in the doorway, you see only darkness. Oh! Shit! Maya! What do you mean that was? What are you doing? She says, told you to stay away from the basement. Oh my god. Get me fright. Oh, you scared the hell out of me. Told you to stay away from the basement. Why don't you listen? Nobody ever listens to 12-year-olds, do they? Why doesn't anyone listen? Look, drop the act. I know there's some kind of prank. Or so be calm. Shall I be stern or calm? Calm. Just say calm. What are you accusing? Are you accusing me of something? No, but I'm not doing anything. Oh, it's got to get into an argument. What? I just came downstairs now. Heard you moving around downstairs and I came to check what you're up to. I saw you near the basement door, even though I told you not to go near it, no matter what you hear. So who opened the door? Wasn't me, okay? If that's what you're saying. Well, so who is it? You know what? You're all the same. All of you think I'm lying, even my counsellor. I'll bet Ma told you I'm making up stories. She tells that to everyone, even total strangers. But I'm not making up stories. What's there? I bet she didn't tell you what the real estate lady told us about this house. What'd she tell you? I don't know what's really going on. If I tell you, you'll just call me a liar and you accuse me of stuff. Just tell me the story. I'm not going to tell you anything. Do whatever you like, but for your own sake, stay away from the basement, no matter what you hear. Oh, what did the real estate agent tell you about the house? Oh, great, she's gone back upstairs again. This is so not going well. Just going to have to ride this out somehow until her parents get home. Definitely getting uncomfortable, but she's gone back upstairs, it's okay. No wonder Mrs. Raj is concerned about the girl. Children express stress in varied ways. You've seen this in children who are going through traumatic changes in their lives. That poor girl. Oh, she's... yeah. Better close the door now that you're overly alarmed about what Maya said. But the sight of the door open is a bit creepy. Close it. God, I thought... There. Oh, that's better. Hey, thank God for that. Whew, back on the couch. Back to the comfortable sofa. Staring out to the darkness of the lawn. You sit tight until her parents get home. Yep, just stay here. I'm here. A few minutes later. God damn it. Really? Again? Come on. This isn't funny anymore. Why would she... Oh God, I'll go investigate again. What the hell is that? Someone crying? It's coming from over there near the stairs. Oh God. Stop it right now. There's no response. No. It's coming from the door behind the stairs. Of course it is. Be nice. Maya, still no response. This is really aggravating. But sound of weeping is troublesome. Of course it is. It's a ghost. Door's open again. And the crime's coming from the pitch darkness beyond it. There's no way you're going to open that door. I have to. Maya may be in there, ready to spring out and scare you, and you're not up for being jump scared. No. You don't really want to die of a heart attack on a babysitting gig. That's not what you signed up for. No, it's not. You'd better shut that door. God, it's going to break open as I try and shut it. Shut. Oh God. Phew, the crying stopped. But isn't that weird? Wouldn't you just get out? Seriously. You go, Maya, bye! This can't go on. Better put a stop to it now. She'll keep doing this all night. And by the time her parents are back, you'll have died of fright. Probably a good idea to talk to her. Confront her. Just talk. Don't confront her. Just talk to her. You could wait right there till she comes out of the basement. She can't stay down there forever. We could go upstairs and wait there. When she sneaks back up, you could catch her in the act and then talk to her openly about what she's doing and why it's not going to help the situation. I'm going to head upstairs. Mrs. Raj told you to be gentle but firm. Maybe it's time to focus on the firm a little. Talk directly and firmly to her. Ask her about whatever's bothering her. Maybe what she needs is direct talk. Sometimes the best way to address something with children is to get to the heart of the problem. She might open up, and that would make things easier for her. And for me, I guess. Oh. It's 3 doors on the side of the hallway. One of these is probably her room. Feel exposed standing here. She might see you before you see her. Maybe you could wait inside her room for her to get back. That would startle her and even be kind of a gentle prank right back at her. Sometimes the best way to get a child to listen is to give them a taste of their own medicine. I just had a thought, but I guess... No, I'm going to say it. I think Maya's not... Oh, I don't know. Maya's already dead. You should probably try the doors and find out which one is her room. Oh, that one? Hello? Locked. Oh, that's her room. Oh, that's a nice room. This must be it. Probably. It's a pretty nice room. Yeah. She's not here, of course she isn't. She's downstairs, crouched in the basement. Perhaps getting ready to make those awful sounds again. Still, you feel a little guilty about being in here. It is, after all, her bedroom and therefore private. Actually, I just had a thought. Because this is my, horror brain going here. They're all dead. They're all dead. Yeah. Did I read that? I still you feel a bit guilty about being in here as after all a bedroom and therefore private. Yeah, no. If she doesn't show up in a couple of minutes, you'll leave. Still, it'd be good to startle her a little, illustrate what it's like to get jump scared by someone. Pretty neat desk for a 12-year-old. And a neat bedroom for a 12-year-old too, let me tell you. Must be where she spends her time studying and reading. There's an open book on the table. Something about that book draws your attention. Was it Necronomicon? It's filled with urgent handwritten text. I gotta read it. Really shouldn't be in here in this room, let alone looking at her desk. But, I'm gonna read it anyway. Something about the writing, about its manic scrawl. The writing is dated a couple of weeks ago. I feel compelled to take a closer look. I will! Ooh. So Thursday, I heard her again last night. Both Mum and Dad had gone to bed. I was lying in bed and such neat writing. Nearly asleep when I heard the sound of her weeping. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe they're not dead already. Oh well. I knew what would come next, and sure enough, I heard the faint shuffle of her footsteps as she made her way up the basement steps and up the stairs. She was in the hall outside my room. I'm going to hear footsteps, aren't I? I heard the squeak of my room's door handle turn. Stayed under the blankets, my eyes shut tight. Thank God I locked the door. It's become a compulsive habit, and it drives Ma and Dad crazy. Going around locking every door in the house, maybe from my anxiety. After time, she went away. Then Friday at breakfast, I told Ma that I had heard the sounds again the previous night, the weeping, the footsteps. Mum glared at me. Dad didn't even bother looking up from his plate. They just don't believe me. Ma said, I want you to stop this, Maya. It's becoming tiresome and annoying. There's no one else in this house but the 3 of us. But what about what the real estate lady said? She said that that was a tragic accident, but it happened in this house many years ago. It has nothing to do with us. You're obsessing and imagining things. Mum was almost in tears. I nearly burst out crying. It wasn't always like this. In our old life, before we moved here 6 months ago, they used to listen to me and take what I said seriously. Now they no longer believe anything I say. I hate this house. But am I going crazy? Is she real? Am I the only one who's able to see and hear her? Oh God. I remember when I first encountered the lady in the basement. It was just after we moved in. It was alone downstairs and I heard the basement door creak open. I went to check. I went down there and nearly died from terror. I ran upstairs screaming. Told Mum and Dad about what I saw. They were alarmed and Dad searched the basement and then the whole house. But he found nothing. All he saw in the basement were the old packing boxes stored there. That's what she looked like. That's how I remember her when I saw her coming up the basement stairs out of the darkness. I remember a blast of rage and malevolence, and I feared for my life. Another time, a week later, late at night, I heard weeping downstairs. I ran to Mum and Dad's bedroom, crawled into bed with them, crying. Dad searched the house again, searched the basement, even though I got hysterical and begged him not to, and he found nothing. It happened a couple more times. Now they look at me not with concern, but with suspicion and even anger. Mum thinks, thanks to my counsellor, that I'm having some kind of breakdown brought about by our move across the country and teenage hormones. It's true that I hate the state, I hate my new school, and most of all, I hate this house. I wish I'd never moved here. But could they be right? Could it be true that the trauma of change is driving me insane, making me see things? Hallucinations? Huh? Seated by that awful story the real estate lady told us about what happened in this house all those many years ago. Am I going crazy? Some nights I lie on my bed, wide awake, waiting for the sounds from the basement to start, frozen in terror. It's Friday the 27th, a few weeks later, isn't it? So I'm not the only one who hears or sees her, which means I'm not going crazy, but it also means the situation is dangerous. Yesterday, Mum and Dad had to attend a party thrown by an old friend Dad's. I think it was one of those boring adult parties where everyone stands around sipping drinks and talking late into the night. So they hired a sitter, sweet 22-year-old girl, Nadia, who goes to the BH college nearby. I really liked her. She was so pretty. I was up here and it was around 9 when I heard her scream. I ran downstairs and I found her cowering behind the sofa, her face ashen. She pointed towards the basement door. And I knew at once that Nadia had seen her too. I asked Nadia what happened. She said that she heard the basement door opening. Then a few minutes later, the sound of someone weeping. She thought it was me. I'm Nadia. I'm Nadia. I'm Nadia. Oh! Jesus! Dear God! What do you think you're doing in there? Oh my God! Oh, in here, sorry. What am I doing in here? I'm sorry, I left the mouse. You're reading my diary? That's so creepy. I'm going to call my mum. Maybe I'm not Nadia. I should have locked my door. It'd be cool if I was, though. I went to the bathroom just once. I didn't lock my room. And see what happens. See what happens if I don't lock my door. There's some bloody person in here. Please leave my room. Sure. Wait. I was in here to scare you. Said you got me again. I heard the sounds too from the basement. I heard the sounds. Oh God, you shouldn't be in this house. The last sitter didn't go too well for her. You should leave the house now. But I'm upstairs. I can't leave. What happened to the previous sitter? Tell me about this lady in the basement. What was the story about the real estate? What was the story? I want to know. Before we moved here, Dad wanted to find a place near the hospital where he's working. So he got in touch with this real estate firm and she showed them a bunch of houses. Ma didn't like any of them. Finally, the agent told them that she had one more place on her file. She brought us here. Mum loved the place at once. Spacious, a nice lawn and a pool. 2 floors. That's not what's not to love. Oh, exactly. Even better, there was the rent. Remember how Dad was really happy about how cheap the rent was considering its size. The only issues with the house, Ma said, was that even though it's part of the suburban property Whitefield grows, it looked a little run down. That was when the real estate agent told Dad and Mum the story. She said the last long-term residents lived here nearly a decade ago, a family of 3. The man was some kind of businessman and he used to travel a lot. His wife was a housewife and they had a 4-year-old girl. The wife had some kind of ongoing mental disorder, depression I think, some kind of psychosis. She would hear voices or see things. She was taking medication for it, so she shouldn't see them, right? At one point she began to believe that her husband no longer loved her, that he was plotting to kill her. Could have been the long hours alone, or maybe she was slowly descending into madness. But at some point she broke, and in a moment of madness she killed her daughter and herself. Oh, how horrible. Maybe I didn't want to hear the story. I asked the real estate agent in which room she'd done it. She said she didn't know. It'll be the basement. But I think I have a pretty good idea where it happened. The house stayed vacant for a long time. Bad mojo, I guess. There were a couple of residents in between, but most stayed for a short time, then moved on. Guess I either saw something or felt uneasy. This house had been empty for almost 3 years before we moved in. What happened to the previous sitter? I guess you mean Nadia? Okay, I'm not Nadia. Oh, she saw the lady in the basement. That's how I think of that thing down there, in caps. Nadia heard her crying. She thought it was me, and she went down to the basement to investigate. When I found her, she was screaming and hysterical. I could barely understand what she was crying and saying. She said that the woman came at her. She called my ma and told her that she was leaving the house and she didn't want to stay a moment longer. Mum was furious and asked her why, but Nadia wouldn't say why. I mean, it sounds crazy when you talk about it out loud, so I don't blame her. Also, I think Nadia didn't even want to think about what she saw, let alone talk about it. She was so shaken. Shaken, not stirred. Nadia was up here with me, and when Ma was talking to her on the phone. She just listened to Ma wordlessly and then left without a word. When Ma came home, she was furious with me. With you, let me guess, she thought you scared her. With you? Yes, she thought I subjected Nadia to my wild tales and scared her away. That's why I didn't want to tell you anything about all this. I just wanted you to stay away from that basement. Because I knew you wouldn't believe me, and because I didn't want Ma to say that I scared you away. Tell me about this lady in the basement. I heard the sounds about a week after we moved in here. First, the basement door kept opening by itself, always when I was alone in the lounge. I was too scared to go near it, so I kept ignoring it. I thought it was maybe a draft. Once it opened when Ma was with me, and she just shrugged and said the door was stiff, and so it sprang open. She said we would get it fixed. Then one day, I heard the weeping and I could not help myself. I went to the door and I went down there and I saw her. I've been living in terror ever since. I hear her some nights. Sometimes she just weeps. Other times, she wanders the house. Nobody believes me. Mum and Dad think I'm making it up to get them to leave here and go back to our old life. I don't know what the lady in the basement wants. I don't even know what she is. But when I saw her, I said such rage, such despair. I know she wanted to harm me, even kill me if she could. But I knew at once who she was. She was the lady from the story. The story that was the real estate woman told us, who got us this house, told us. Haven't your mum and dad seen anything? No, they haven't seen anything. Maybe they have. Maybe they're just blocking it out or something, or explaining it away. I'm pretty sure they haven't heard the horrible crying. I wonder how any of this is possible. Could any of this be real? Well, I heard it though. Do you believe me now? Maybe, I don't know yet. I don't blame you, it's a lot to take in. Yeah. As I said, I don't believe in ghosts, but you know, I've been living with this for a while now. I'm losing weight. The counsellor at school thinks it's because of the move and the changes to my life, but I know why it is. It's hard for me to concentrate in class. I keep thinking about her, the madness that drove her to kill her own daughter and take her own life. And I get scared. What if I go mad like that? Maybe that's what she wants. Did you try telling the counsellor about it? I did. How do you think it went? Badly. He started talking about putting me on medications. I don't want that. I don't want to be one of those kids, you know, a walking zombie, hopped up on prescription drugs. So after that, I went with his story. Yeah, it was the change. Poor old Maya misses her old school and her friends. Look, just leave, okay? Leave this house and go. I'm stuck and I have no choice, but you do. Oh, you're right, I'm getting the hell out of here. Okay, Ma's going to blame me again. I'll handle it. Just go. Actually, wait, it doesn't feel right just to leave you alone. I'll stay, I'll change my mind. I feel bad. Are you sure? You don't have to, you know, to take care of myself. It's very sweet of you, and brave. I know, I wish I was that brave. But you are, you're here. You're here. Would you mind if I go to bed now? I'd like to try and sleep, I'm really exhausted. Good night. Back down on the lounge. Well, I'm back downstairs again. Going to sit tight. No, you're doing the right thing. I am. No matter what, it wasn't right to abandon her and flee. I would have liked to. Not when her parents asked you to watch her. The kid is alright after all, and leaving her alone with her parents are away, especially after they trusted you to her care, just didn't feel right. Yeah, I know. I have that conscience thing, which, ugh. And if any of it's true, the insane story of the woman in the basement, why, you're going to have to deal with whatever comes. Of course, I'll deal with it. Deal with this woman in the basement. Time passes. Nothing so far. More time passes. Oh, Jesus, what was that? Here we go, footsteps from somewhere down below, from the basement. Oh. Basement door. That was the basement door again. Got to see this through. You're not running away. Find out the truth, even though your heart is running so hard that you fear it might crash. Can any of what Maya said be true? Maya! Where are you? Oh God, now it's wide open. Yeah, it's wide open. I mean, not right open. Sounds are coming from down there. Smell comes wafting up, a vile stench of corruption, of something long gone to rot. The smell is overwhelming, overpowering. It hits you like a fist. What terrible thing walks down there? Oh, going down? Yeah, I have to. Go down. It's pitch dark. Pitch dark! The smell is unbearable here. It's difficult to think. There are mouldy boxes piled up at the centre of the room. It's Mr. Raj! Who's there? You feel a sense of foreboding, a suffocating blackness overwhelm you. Darkness descends, clouding your mind. You cannot move, cannot even breathe. Terror grips you. A despair unlike anything you've ever known fills you. Oh no, sink into it, grief rising in you like a black tide. Am I dying? I'm dying! Ah! Ah! Oh, wait, it's a dream! Thank God for that. Find yourself slumped on the sofa in the lounge. Your head aches. Your hands are shaking. You spring to your feet. Ah, you're up. What happened to me? We found you downstairs in the basement of all places. You were lying on the floor passed out. Maya told us to look for you there. When we got home, we found Maya upstairs quite shaken. She was near hysterical. She told us that she'd heard you scream and that you might be hurt in the basement. It took us a lot of effort to calm her down. No. She kept saying it was her fault, that she should not have accepted when you insisted you'd stay. She said that you talked to her about what she calls the lady in the basement. She said that you told her you believed her. It's shameful that you would encourage her like this. Play along with the delusions of a child. Shreya will be here in a moment. She wants to talk to you before you go. Goodbye. But... Oh, Maya. Hey. No, kill me if she sees me talking to you, but I had to see you before you left. Did you see her? The lady? Did you see her? Yes, I did. I knew it. You see, I was telling the truth. Thank you for believing me. I'm so glad you're not hurt. Oh, I think I am. I can't believe that you stayed on despite what you knew. I know that you must have taken a lot of courage. That means a lot. I think I'm going to be stuck here for the rest of eternity. Maybe I can be like that and have that kind of courage too. What's that noise? You're courageous already. Thank you. Well, I really have to go now before Ma sees me talking to you. She'll come down hard on you, just the way she is. But it's not... Anyway, don't feel bad until she sees it too. She will never believe. I'm sorry all this happened to you. You never asked for this. Will you be okay? Well, I know I'm not crazy now. And you went down there and faced her. I'm going to try and face my fears and be brave too. Don't. Thank you for showing me that I can. Bye! Mum's going to come down hard on me. I must say that I'm sorely disappointed. We put you in charge of looking after her. And Anand finds you lying passed out in the basement. He says you were drunk or on drugs, but I find that hard to believe. At least you stayed on, unlike your last sitter, who left the child alone and fled. But I'm not sure I should be grateful for that, considering the situation. You encouraged my daughter's sick fantasy, and you'll probably set back our progress with her by weeks in doing so. I'm sorry about that. Your daughter isn't lying. There's really someone in the house. Yeah. Really? So she dragged you into hysteria, and you believed all of it. That's exactly what her counsellor warned us not to do. Since you work with children, I thought you would know better. Yeah, I'm going to say, there's this house. Goodbye, we'll be passing on our feedback to your agency. Blah. Jeez. Well, that didn't go as you planned. You've been shown out rather unceremoniously. Mrs. Raj was clearly furious. So was Dr. Raj, but what Maya said when you saw her, what you saw in there, that sense of abject despair that washed over you in the dark. As you leave, you turn to look at the house. You think of all that happened. And you wonder, later. Babysitter needed urgent. Childminder required tomorrow evening at Westfield Groves. Reference will be conducted. Nice. Alrighty. That was a pretty good story. I liked it. Yeah. I like those kind of stories. Graphic, what are they called? Graphic novels type thing? Visual novel? Yeah. Very good. Tells a really good story. I wonder if she would have killed me if I'd have picked different answers. Don't know. What if I'd have been in there, gone in there and been a real meanie? That's not me. I can't do it. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. See you later.